Your headphone policy might be the reason your next safety incident happens. And that's the worst part. You probably think it's boosting morale. Headphones in your shop could be increasing productivity or setting you up for your next safety incident. And most managers have no idea which one it is. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Gerald. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you are new, here's your chance to help this channel grow by hitting that like button, subscribing to this channel, and then that little notification bell down there. That's how you know when the next episode drops. Because we will talk about the real issues in manufacturing, not the corporate version. Let's talk about something that's quietly changing shop culture everywhere: headphones. More and more shops are allowing operators to wear one earbud, some even allow two. Logic sounds reasonable. It's just one headphone. They can still hear. It improves morale, helps them focus. But is it safe? Or is it just another compromise we're pretending that it's harmless? I've worked in shops that allow one headphone. I've worked in shops that allowed both. And I've worked in shops that banned headphones completely, but they piped music through speakers across the floor. And what I saw in each one was very different. Let's start with the safety side. According to OSHA, employers are required to maintain a workplace free from recognized hazards. Distraction is a recognized hazard. Studies in occupational safety show that cognitive distraction, not just physical impairment, increases accident risk. When someone's brain is split between a machine and a podcast, reaction time slows, situational awareness narrows. You might still hear a forklift, but are you processing it? That's the difference. There have been operators I've seen who were more focused with one headphone in, head down, locked in, throughput up, scratch down. But I've also seen operators tapping their foot, mouthing lyrics, turning their head to catch the chorus instead of the warning light. And that's where this becomes leadership, not preference. The question isn't, are headphones good or bad? The real question is, what kind of system are you running? Because here's the truth: music does affect the brain. Research shows moderate background music can improve repetitive task performance. It increases dopamine. It reduces perceived fatigue. It helps with monotony. I know when I was in college doing my paperwork, I had music playing all the time. And all those things, that's real. But complex tasks, precision setups, high risk environment, music with lyrics competes for working memory. That's science. So if your operator is running a press break, programming a CNC, or monitoring multiple inputs. One headphone may not be harmless. It may be stealing mental bandwidth. Now, let's talk morale, because this is where it gets interesting. In the shops that allowed one headphone, morale was fine. Not amazing, not terrible, just fine. But the shop that piped music over speakers, morale was noticeably better. Why? Because it wasn't isolated. It was shared. Each operator got a turn picking the station. Country one day, rock next, R&B, classic hits, even someone plugging in their MP3 or phone or whatever it is. There was a rotation. There was ownership. That was fairness. And the small freedom created something powerful. Connection. Music over speakers didn't isolate operators inside their own bubble. It built micro conversations. Hey, whose pick is this? Man, I forgot about this song. Tomorrow's mine. I'm bringing 90s rock. That's culture. That's not a pizza party. That's not a one-time bonus. That's daily autonomy. And autonomy is one of the strongest drivers of intrinsic motivation. Psychology 101. People perform better when they feel they have some control. Now, here's the danger. When you allow one headphone without structure, you lose control of what's entering their head. Podcast, true crime, political commentary, audiobooks, personal calls disguised as music. They might be deep into a 3-hour debate about something that has nothing to do with production schedule. That's not morale. That's mental exit. There's a difference between music enhancing rhythm and content hijacking attention. So what's the answer? Ban headphones? Some shops do. And then they justify it with safety. But let me ask you this. If morale is already fragile, what happens when you take away one small freedom operators feel they have? You better replace it with something better. Because removing freedom without replacing it creates resentment. Now let's flip it. If you pipe music through speakers, you control volume, you control consistency, you reduce isolation, you eliminate hidden distractions, and still give operators something enjoyable. You also avoid enforcement problems. Because let's be honest, if you allow one headphone, supervisors have to police. Is that one or two? Is the volume low enough? Are you paying attention? Now you've created tension. And tension kills morale faster than silence. Shared music systems create shared accountability. If it's too loud, everyone says something. If the playlists are terrible, everyone votes. It becomes collaborative. Now, I'm not naive. Every shop is different. Some environments are loud or too loud already. Some require hearing protection, integrated systems. Some involve constant communication. And in those environments, any added audio input may increase risk. But here's the core principle. Music isn't the issue. distraction is, isolation is, inconsistency is. If you're going to allow headphones, you need structure, clear policy, clear volume standards, no podcasts, no calls, no exceptions during high risk tasks, and enforcement that's consistent, not selective, because selective enforcement destroys trust. Now let's zoom out. Why are operators reaching for headphones in the first place? Boredom, monotony, lack of engagement. If your shop work is so repetitive that music is the only thing making it tolerable, that's not a headphone problem. That's a leadership problem. Music is a band-aid. And sometimes a band-aid is fine, but don't confuse it for a cure. Here's the deeper layer. When you give operators control freedom, like shared music rotation, you're signaling trust. And trust multiplies effort. When you remove autonomy completely, you signal control. And control reduces creativity. So I would recommend, if safety risk is high, no headphones. Consider shared music. If safety risk is moderate, structure one headphone policy, clear boundaries. If safety risk is low and tasks are repetitive, experiment, measure. Watch incident reports, watch scrap, watch throughput, data over emotion. Because this isn't about preference, it's about performance. And if you're sitting there thinking, Gerald, this seems like a small thing, you're right, it is small. But culture is built on small things done consistently. Music policy tells your operators one thing very clearly. Do we trust you or don't we? And that message echoes louder than any speaker system could ever. So before you ban it, before you allow it, ask yourself, what kind of culture are we building? If this conversation sounds familiar, if your shop is wrestling with moral, safety, consistency, autonomy, that's what I help companies untangle. Not by guessing, not by slogans, by building systems that balance production, safety, and culture. If you want your shop to perform better without constantly fighting with your people, reach out. Let's fix it properly. Because morale isn't built with pizza. It's built with policy, trust, and leadership. And even something as simple as music can reveal exactly what kind of shop you're running. I'll see you in the next one.